Hallo fesgid mag agus Falconer of Bught Park gewacht is seo an nish. De chuid gaan jullie sês nach atoosach a gaan de sullen de Camanachd kakush in de go aarstock vagendras. Dat je nu dus je hier eer voorsturen nog geef de groep in de Camanachd keen. Agus en daar skip ik me hierig de nachtburse ewonig. Dus je hoort de aan de woningen in deze in de galapje het huis kan de Kingussie gekbaar huizen security neer wat de jene verriest. Get de rijn de huisje Kinlochshiel aan de kupen wie kan de begin gerich. Shit balletje diviseerd en je gaat met jullie gewoon niet vast besnaarschende hillig kan de Kingussie. She hoort de gruisen in neer wat de jene verriest gejacht naar fijn de garm. Zo dat skip ik in mijn zo ik paar gewacht in Kinlochshiel het al een kan de Kingussie als ik hier die voorstellen nog de groep in de Camanachd gereblions. Ha fisker geen holshorsje de werk geen hier is Jean in die schoenen hammers Colrems en daar sketa ha Katie Drain zit de goffiker in lesser gekomen in de Camanachd of his corner in fact in yesker Katie Falconer welcome to Bught Park, although you're probably welcoming us to Bught Park. We've had a bit of everything weather-wise. We were basking in sunshine a wee while ago, bit of a chill wind now, but still it should be an excellent game ahead with two teams with great recent pedigree in this competition.
Yeah, definitely, and thank you very much for having me. As always, the weather in Inverness is very changeable. You'll see by my hair that is a little bit windy at the moment, so it'll be interesting to see whether that has any sort of effect on the first half of the game. But as you say, yeah, two teams that have are on a good run of form at the moment. 2021 and 2022 both Camanachd Cup winners, and yeah, I think it'll be. The games between these two teams have got closer as the season has gone on. They played each other 2 weeks ago, and it was 1-1 for long enough. And just in the final 10 minutes, Kingussie scored to take them through to the MacRae Cup final. So it'll be really interesting to see what today has in store.
I mean, if that game's any guide, and also if the form over the season is any guide, you would put Kingussie favourites in this one.
You have to put Kingussie as favourites. I think over the last year, they won the Grand Slam last year. They won everything there possibly was to win in the Shinty World. So you can't go, they've had a few injuries now. They've got a few players out, but that doesn't take away from them being favourites today. And I think, yes, they definitely go into today's game as favourites.
We'll see what shall transpire. Tapel at Katie gave corner in fat the game of Dúil. Hashin there is still a claim you could have a manager in that skipping. So for the Breen Ruaridh in Guinea, sure, Michael Steele.
Taplet, Derek. Well, I'm here now with Willie MacRae, Kinlochshiel manager. Willie, it's Camanachd Cup semi-final day today. Put into context how big this match is for your side.
This is a make or break game for us. The season's gone really with the league. Kingussie look as if we're going to romp home with that. It's a must-win game for us to have any trophies at the end of the season.
Kingussie, of course, will be many people's favourites. They're the holders of this competition. They beat you in the MacRae semi-final 2 weeks ago. How do you go about beating them today?
They're a very physical side, very fast. We've changed their team around a wee bit today to match up against that. Our defence is a bit tighter, I would have said, than we were down in Bewley. I think they've got a few missing, which might help, but they've got a big squad. I expect a good game out of them.
You've had a few niggly injuries over the last few games, over the last few weeks, but you did have last weekend off. Has that helped freshen things up ahead of this one?
A lot of the boys took a week off and went on holiday, and they're coming back fresh, focused on this game, and I think it's the right time for the game against Kingussie in the semi-final of the Cup.
Thank you, Willie, and good luck today. Ian, it seems like it's big game after big game for your side at the moment. How have preparations been ahead of this big semi-final today?
Yeah, it's not been easy. As typical every week, we just seem to be picking up injuries. So Lee Bain's missing today after hamstring last week. But the boys coming in, the young and when they've played, they've done a job. So it's interesting and keen to get going.
You obviously beat Kinlochshiel a couple of weeks ago in the MacRae Cup semi-final. That must give you and the players, despite the injuries, all the confidence in the world that you can beat Kinlochshiel again.
No, not really. No, we could say it's all on the day, and this is a new day as well. Kinlochshiel know what they're about. They've had a really good second half part of the season. They're big, strong guys. It's a strong wind, and the pitch is a big park, so it suits them as well as and the big hitters. So no, it's we take it as it comes. We'll just go about our own sort of way of how we'll prep ourselves and play the game of shinty, and hopefully it pays off.
Very good. The Chritjosh nach Rutushach tu Kingsusie gimmi get the ball nach erach. Biet Lummeland division nog bij Nuls en nog eens. Ga maar goos de scoot met een pieper. Jen wacher de vaart. Kijk eens daar vaak. Kon de kitty. Hij is huis en makkelinge.
Tafel Derek is Miles MacRae pieper hakken duw. Skjone daar skippen Chinemax of ik er een game. Klucht de skippen Elernisch daar een skipachke. Ik is een kritische. Bonnie aher gan dorni. Engels mul kachgrach se bi gent de Kinlochshiel not de Kingussie. Heen, ach, en skipien Jishal is Jonach, Lama, maar de hoers Derek, bon Hanix in de show, hij de Golvoe, keta huw faas na zoede. Dus, in de dag is gevan de Fransen ervan af, maar de koers de genaatje, ach, ja, kan je de laag, hoe man, maar de haai draas de vaat kan het joors de koetjoch, keta hier, maar er is wel Tathurst. Ik vloog het er in de kern, ik wil er Rudbeck vatten. Ik spreek het unig wil faas aan de Guske. Jan Frischel zijn van een kloeg er nog, ik kan de Kingussie. Nog toe er korm kloeg is voor steden nog gedurri. Met de brischte gas. Man echt in Irash, speelt al eens in de juiste toer. Ik wil een Jishans John ook goed. De show voor Kinlochshiel goede tunjes squad ach unan. Een goeie is voor steden nog waarschijnlijk. Er is zo'n skipje en echt. Kinlochshiel dosach, maar de hoers me goede tunje een goeie rea neste nog duwen die is voor steden nog zo'n. De truur wie kra een goeie aan de hand veel Keith is Ian Jordan Frischel, een skipper in Jan de Parke, ik een lijnje koiktuil, maar ha kreeft drommelaager, Josh Grant, Cormac, Donald Nixon. Ik is Jordan Fraser's Norsen en MacRae, Kumal Teichjuur, ik een truur ervaring. Kan de Kingussie wel had de Jee scoot gelukkig en Lee Bain, Roddy Young, Thomas Borthwick. Is Callum Grant, de stoge, gelukkig gaat jullie Australië, tiedig maar geen, gaat later. Visander Michi kent als Jordan Fraser, Hanning. Had ook, ach, die oorlog geloor aan de dooi, Callum McIntosh, Kieran McPherson, Ian Frischel, maar again met me aan de park, Esselanje, Ruaridh Anderson, Sabio Giannini, is Seamus Falconer, een skipper. Hier zijn een schallige hakken, en daar skippen, kun je ze rechteren, kennen we hier al Rihanna goed erkozen. Ja, Karl Fachkel orre. Maar de hoel is in de gemmingen iedere week. Gemma, Town, Svask. Hij kan de Kingussie er gaan hier hoort je nog koffie kauwen. Ja, hier kan de Kingussie orre lisje gu is een school. Ja, is er van geen. Als je een geretje ziet, had kun je gaan naar ja, kun je ze leak. Is de vriend of league, goed ja? Heb je zin in de naaie duke daar? Oor hier te gelje achter. Een rechter aan de hen. Mijn goedje is zuilig. De skipper in. Rechter hakken de duw. Ian Canada. Is er gerastan. Tails it is, Arjun. Arjun, de kiel gewil. Weet je, je gewil kan de Kingussie Tulloch won alive glee. Gamas Erevale, quick word from Kitty Drain. All set up, ready to go. Kingussie won the toss. They've taken the wind.
Yeah, no surprise there. I think given it is a wee bit of a substantial wind actually when you're down on the touchline, so it makes no surprise to me that they've taken the wind and take what they can get in the first half.
Ganadach Fehev. Could you go has the heen van de game Sulemi, Kemichin Nele Magoors, Savannah in Kilharaklin, Kinlochshiel kloeg drocht in nu in darne skippen. agus a dír chóst me dhéadach de chuúfan na Camanachd le taich bar Tulloch Holmes a dul. Agus a hiad Kingussie ag Kinlochshiel. One squad ag Willie MacRae the Júlainne dú nach stocha Ollie MacRae en nana ha hier va ar an jacker a gorstachu clúich an na nérin meanna seachcan. It's get there in amach agus a squad ha vi a clúich. Djúvúlia. So is er een nivel. Stjachan of Jan for de wil Sander Michi clúiches of Jan. Zijn verrelen nach door clúiches of hoors die dan nog een nuri. Zeer gorst toch een in de toepes rood. Stjachan of Jan. Tune dag. Ik is die eerst Hutchison of Jan.
Keep going.
Kan hem lekker.
Sorry, keep going.
Lach goed. Guys hit a hill. Big shot. End to end the first couple of minutes. Katie, no more than we would expect, but no trouble for the goalkeepers.
No, nothing so far. I just spending a minute there trying to work out where everybody's playing. I think it's been mentioned a couple of times. Kingussie are missing a few of their key players actually, and just trying to figure out where everybody else is playing. I think a couple of interesting matchups. Xander Michi picking up Jordan Fraser there. I think that'll be a good battle in there. I can see why they've dropped Xander back because he's been kind of pushing upfield a wee bit more. So interesting to see what happens in there.
Can't wait to see Robert Maben and John MacRae, sorry.
Yeah, another good one.
Well, Hendel Koeniger is nu net in. Tosje gegeven.
Sorry, I'm keeping an eye on it. Everybody there.
Klonjes even goed aan Canada.
I'll catch up with you later on.
School the game.
Boys, here. Calm down, will you? When you go.
Hoor nog goed meer aan. Ik wil MacRae er wel. Schianer Juchlich, de Kinlochshiel du. De goede lehaun. Nog kom je in. Ja, zijn er roze hoe maar er kohaun. Schaat je wilat. Je wel was dat eerst toch goed bek van de nieuwe kuju. Wel had ook. Junes ook en Junes ook boy. Some of your potential clients there, Katie, and your role as development officer behind the goals there. Some of the nippers with Camans.
Oh, yeah.
Kingussie ball. You're all over the back of them there, pal.
Keir Georg and now Keir Georg. Georg's at a line yet. There's no real pattern to the game so far, Katie. I suppose you would expect that in a game of this intensity and the high level of expectation from both sides. There's a lot of fouls, just both edging each other on, aren't they, really?
Yeah, only a few minutes in, to be honest. So both teams kind of just seeing where the lay of the land is. But you can see already a few good tackles there, and none of the players holding back so far, which is really good to see.
Robert Maben, Cahul Shahid. Billy Van Noshan. Hier voor hem, die Kinlochshiel. Van Noshan show. Keith MacRae. Daar de skipper. Naar de Bunnikat. Wel, ik die is ja, heel waar. Toen daar Maben. Toen wil je Conor Cormac. Maar eerst dat je de vaar kan Kinlochshiel poegte je de eerst. Park in de bal lag genest. Anderson, Jundog and Gaffick. Suasla, MacRae, Tulloch. So Anderson at the eerst. Jachla, oh! Josh Grant. Ze hiet Chorum. Well, Hammering with Ruaridh Anderson, Akel Mashaw. Katie Drain, you can't leave Ruaridh Anderson to have a pop like this.
No, you definitely can't. Ruaridh Anderson is so fast and such a clean hitter of the ball. But that'll do. That's a lovely save by Josh Grant in the goals there, and it'll do wonders for his confidence as well, having a good save like that in the first 5 minutes.
Anderson van Noshan. Well, Anderson was involved in that move. He began the whole thing and then he got on the end of it, and it was a good height for a goalkeeper, to be honest.
It was, but it's still good to pick one out like that at the start of the game. I think Ruaridh Anderson always causes problems for teams. You know, he's fast. He's actually the best thing about him is he's really good at moving off the ball. So after he's made a pass or made a move, he runs into space, and a lot of the time receiving that ball back, and that's how he gets a lot of his goals.
What was that stat you gave me before we came on air about Ruaridh Anderson's running?
Oh yeah, he can run a 5k in 16 minutes, which is absolutely impressive.
I can't do 100 metres in 16 minutes.
No, he was putting us all to shame at Shinty Camp.
Da skipper Ligalechking in a Hulutunity the Hokutrmosa game. I show make or break, last chance for Willie MacRae graag te Kinlochshiel. Hij zag gekresho gorm shar zag gekoeg beokal blioma. Ja, kan de Kingussie staan voor het big vatten. De leguutje of Kustjuffer. Ik kan hier zo gaan in en dan zat alle wiel. Dat is fantastisch. Ja, heel in het team van de Schille. Uurlijker en graag is hij. Graag heeft nog jaren en we negelijke daar.
Here, it's not appropriate. Here. I'm running this game, Paul. I know the way it's going. Right, hold on. And you go.
Rui Pujol. Maar ook vastgelogen van Kinlochshiel Jason. Stjagen die Juske daar. Weer in je mouw. It's all very tight in there, Katie. Kingussie and more are noted for their width in their game, but they may have to be direct today, but just too packed, isn't it?
Yeah, actually a couple of nice opportunities for Kingussie there. They're usually really good from a dead ball situation, and they're running a movement off of them. Usually creates some opportunities, but like you say, it looks a little bit crowded in there, and the Kinlochshiel defence doing really well to get the ball and clear it on. A lot of the clearances going straight down the middle, though, which is why Kingussie were just picking them back up and putting them in again. So we're good to get the ball out wide.
Michi proved to get first. Dit is een keer door zeg willen guren hoe bij zeg ik heb Italy te zeggen Kinlochshiel gaan se chagate. Zo die is hoor. Maar leem zit van het half vaart kroei. Jordan Frischal die is jachla. Pial doel. Daar we lokal. Goal in she is a line. En is die is Trainer mag Kjacher en ziet nog door de bal er vanaf. Glitter in de kale nuske hier is voor en dan heel maar ha. Ik heb nog in die revoir. Oh, en ik zit er ziet. Hier het gorm. Seems to me that the breeze is having more of an impact on the game down here to our left, the ice rink end for those who know the park, and that may have been what happened there. It's the first shy that hasn't been taken properly.
Yeah, I think that was it. Shies are a difficult skill to master, but that again was was pretty poor. A nice bit of passing play there by the Kinlochshiel forward line in order to create that that shy opportunity, but again, Kingusie's ball.
Jack and Vian. It's a silly foul to give away midfield. It gives Kinlochshiel a great chance to drop the ball in the goal, doesn't it?
Definitely, and Cal McIntosh, the boy that gave the foul away, he's one of the ones Kingussie have drafted in there to replace, their injuries. Just a young guy, but a really good player.
Jack Laird though, I guess, Mickey. Well, Mickey's made an impact already. He's such a commanding player, isn't he? Big, strong player.
Yeah, and traditionally a defender. He was out most of last season injured, and he's come back into the squad this year and played a few games up front, scored some goals, done a good job. So seeing him back in defence today, I was quite surprised, but I can understand that they're wanting someone a big lad like Xander Mickey to keep Jordan Fraser quiet.
Farachken er Kingussie igen det faller vel. Karamelle Kinlochshiel. Een minute Jurk Shachet. Jag kan hurra igen ik in de jaga Karamelle Kinlochshiel. Just snatched at that one really.
Yeah, he'll be really disappointed with that. Actually, he had a bit of space there, found himself at the back post, nobody around, and like you say, just snatched at it. You could see his head. You could see his head as he was running away from it, looking at the sky. Yeah, disappointing. Nice corner in though, and good use of getting him free at the back post.
Well, I always remark on Bob McGregor's hitting out. He proved it last year in the cup final, and that was well over halfway, but just outside. He's just got a huge weight in his stick, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He can. It's a real advantage when they get a goal hit that he can hit the ball so far. You can actually score from a goal hit as well in Shinty. So, if the wind was a bit stronger.
There was a guy, you won't remember this, Tony Cohen in Inverness. And when I played at half forward, he used to get the ball up to us with one blow from a hit. It was magnificent on this pitch.
It's so advantageous for your team as well if you can do that. That's a lovely shy.
Beautiful, yeah. She's a vache Kinlochshiel as a rule shit and you let the lick lay. Well, the Anderson Kuskan of all in such a Nini and Esther Chinamach. Hutchison at a goal stake or Wano, you skip it. There's Janini or Chinamach at the used. Get a course to who hit her in the same. I'm going if you had a Hara or second Kinlochshiel. Nothing to cost the guy. And the way you shoot for a few Falconer. Hutchison. Young Lou. He'll be disappointed with that too, James Hutchison. They're just switching himself and Giannini between full forward and wing. They're just trying to throw the Kinlochshiel defenders off here.
Yeah, I think one of the beauties of Kingussie's forward line is that it is always moving, and the best way to create space and to get in behind your defenders is to keep that movement happening. I think James Hutchison, I'm not surprised to see him in the forward line. I thought he'd maybe come on at wing centre, but with Lee Bain out today, I think it makes sense for him to be up there for now as well.
Ruaridh, Arston, Gacy. Stayed in the lane and Gerard to do a howl. Teich Kinlochshiel er a live glee, maar als een gemeen in de hands kan Kingussie de die willen. Lwch Colwag, Kinlochshiel, Gies Fashgir y bal. Cormac, Sgwnion, Gasgolad ys am Michi ag y gael leile chdi o gwain y dian. Stian Hymach ys y gael o nachtwre. Mae chas yn e. So this is the I just feel like Kinlochshiel are beginning to stamp their authority in the game, but they're not finding the forwards in the way that they would like.
No, I think the few times it's come through the middle, Xander Meekie has proven a problem there. You know, he keeps cutting the ball out of the air, which is why he's in there. I think Connor Cormac and Duncan Masson, they're doing a good job of trying to put the ball up the line. Is it going a wee bit far at the moment? Because the Kingussie defenders seem to just be getting to the ball first. So it's putting the ball wide, but also trying to find a player at the same time. I think that's the key.
Da chluch er le ceir diag yn y lein dynach y Falconer fo Kingussie Tulloch and Matheson. Farfish fan Ruaridh.
Yeah, full advantage in the first one, you still had the ball. How do you?
Jan Kennedach. Cwmwl smach gyr cwysyn. Who's going to be on a ball? Boch gyda hys y fian. Cormac siop a fad ddewr sa Cormac gleich y dras da. Cormac Kinlochshiel. O, MacRae! Da hwrys! Agus yn ddwrs yn chamor nach dwi'n MacRae hysda. Extraordinary moment there. Off his chest, in his hand, Katie.
Yeah, a lovely save. Lovely save there by Bob McGregor. Nice strike in by Archie MacRae. What a good double save as well.
And it just dropped to...
Get his body with it first.
Keith, was it? Yep.
Yep.
Keith MacRae just came at him too quickly there.
Really good awareness of where the ball was when he first got it off his chest as well.
Over your head, pal. Shield ball. You're coming back like that over the top. Nah. You're still coming up with that action.
I'm loving Ian Kennedy's banter. I think he's auditioning for the Edinburgh Fringe here.
I actually really like
one-man show.
I like that he's explaining his decisions to the players. I think
sure.
It's really important that he does it so players know exactly what they're doing wrong and why they're being penalised.
He has presence, as they say.
He does, yeah.
And he uses the eerste die eerste tokkele goeil. En 3 en aarst gaan zit. En de vaart naar Rippel te Kinlochshiel draast dat je zo maakt het. Mag er in je mol. Dan niks in de real dat je mee aan de vaart, ja. Så Kinlochshiel har kuttet seg helt til. Kommer med den neste show. Mensen kust. Ruaridh zijn eerste MacRae. John MacRae. Gain Manafi.
Sorry, John, I've seen that. What was it? Oh, did he?
Alright, Brian, the John McRitchie, and Brihe Vekend Hull.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Just watch it, take it easy. He's keeping an eye on you as well,
That's good refereeing consulting. He didn't see it himself, Kennedy, and he admitted that, and then he consulted John McRitchie, who's the goal judge to our left. So he took his advice.
Down there,
and had a word.
When you see it on the replay, it does look a bit untoward, doesn't it, by John MacRae there? But yeah, there's nothing you can do. You know, it's a big pitch. The ref has a lot to cover, so he's doing the right thing, consulting with his goal judge. It's just that last one.
That little flick with the stick. That's. Rakadi the very slot. Here is a Vian. Frischel. At the moment, I'd say the Kinlochshiel centre line has the upper hand. I think Donald Nixon has got the better of Kieran McPherson. And I think that's where it's all coming from. The problem is in the top third, they're not converting it into shots on goal, although we've seen one magnificent double save from McGregor.
Yeah, I would totally agree. It took them a wee while to settle in, but I would say the Kinlochshiel centre line definitely has control at the moment. You know, with Donald Nixon, W.D. MacRae on the other side as well.
They're cranking up the corners, and as the time goes on, what we now, we're beyond 20 minutes, so the more this happens, it can work both ways. Kinlochshiel can get frustrated, and Kingussie will know they're keeping them out.
Yeah, you know, the pressure's great at Kinlochshiel for they've had the upper hand for the last 5 minutes. I would say they've had all the pressure on goal, but they do need to convert it. What Kingussie are really good at doing is defending really well and then nicking a goal at the other end and frustrating teams that way. So Kinlochshiel need to make sure that they capitalise on the pressure to make sure that doesn't happen.
Next Hutchison poorly force. Shahad line, Tilly MacRae. Feel like a cool. Shahad Hutchison come out for the sheet. Tripletje over Geilingham, speelt raak aan Hutchison. You see Hutchison as half forward there, he's playing in his own half at the moment, and that suits Conor Cormac fine because he just keeps pushing him up.
Totally, and like you say, the Kingussie forwards keep switching in and out. You know, at the start of the game, Conor Cormac was tight on to Ruaridh Anderson. Now they've switched in, you know, really in the last 10 minutes. Ruaridh Anderson hadn't had a sniff off of Conor Cormac, so have they switched it to see if they can get the ball further upfield?
Johannes MacRae tuned out. Got him in the show. Goal in. Maven's one of the great underrated players in this team. I feel he's just so solid at fullback.
He's brilliant, and he's got a really good eye for the ball. You know, there's not much that gets past him, and he's got a good touch as well.
Maybe phone the shot. Gammas into Jordan Fraser, good effort, but McGregor had it well covered.
Yeah, again another shot there by Jordan Fraser, and one that he had time for. That's two he's struck now that he's not hit the target with. So, you know, is it going to come sooner or later? They've got to keep the pressure on.
Kennedy Tulloch raad Frischel zit. Eerst nog Ruaridh Anderson is meer de gouden van Schallinger de bal. Cormac het ons thuis. Gorstig helaaf is het hem is weer niet goed. Ik heb een later gaan we naar draasten.
Yeah. When I tell you about moving, hey, you took his feet away from him there, Paul.
Cormac took a knock on the hand in that block, and so as he ran back, he could only hold the stick with the one hand, Katie.
Yeah, I did see that, and he also has his, you know...
It's when he challenged Ruaridh Anderson, I think it was, he just went in.
Yeah, it didn't even look too much of a hard one, but it was maybe just a bit awkward.
Just here. The stick ran up the stick.
Yeah.
I think that's because he had, if you follow the stick upside down, would you agree? If he had turned it the other way with the block, the bass down, it would have blocked it rather than let it run up the handle.
Yeah, definitely. I don't particularly think he was close enough at the time, and you know, having the stick that way around maybe didn't help as much. in-game blocking is so much different to doing it in practice. When you're doing it in practice, yes, you want to get it perfect every single time. You want the technique right. When you're in a game situation, especially if you're a defender, you just want to put anything in the way of the ball. And I think that's maybe
sorry
what
to
he's doing.
interrupt you. I think they're going to have to change here. I think he's going to have to go off.
I know, it's not looking too good, is it?
Kijk, de oors lopen te Camanachd in open. Hier koers die nog koeven Camanachd. Na jachtkan, keeroeren. Joer, BBC al op het. Zo is een gedaan skip een shortje af vijf vallen.
Yeah, try it out.
Stok ik eens een Kinlochshiel is nou lopen te die eerst. Ali Nixon. Stok
That's
het
something
hier.
like that. It's just swollen me out.
I think he's way up front. I think they're keeping him on. The referee remarked that his hand had swollen up
You hit with the
significantly.
ball, let's pop.
Yep.
There's he go. He's way up the forward line, so they're going to have to pull somebody back.
I think you definitely don't want to lose a player like Conor Cormack at this stage of the game. I've seen him play a few times this season, and he's come off the bench on several occasions due to injuries, and he's always changed the game. So I definitely think that he will want to stay on, but his teammates will want him to stay on as well. So I can hear people saying keep it till half time and see how it goes.
Well, he get minute to Ashker from Shinny enough.
How do you be out there? Sound?
Cormac Kinlochshiel the used. No, you're right on the hill. Control in, doing a hack in the valves, the Camanachd.
Sound, boys?
You know, the longer it goes on, the more solid the Kingussie defence, the more comfortable they feel.
Yep, I would say so. And that battle between Robert Mabin and John MacRae is ongoing, isn't it? I think, is it maybe a better idea to try and get the likes of their wing forwards in behind, pull Robert Mabin out a wee bit, because at the moment nothing seems to be getting past them, or John MacRae doesn't seem to be having too much success against them so far.
Can they use the initial jagen? Jawel, stjakken hem aan. Die eerst voor die anders niet in de maag. Oh, kijk, dan gaan ze dus iets door zo. Dan goed dat ik er met hier
You bowled him over, Paddy, ran right through him here. In the corner there.
Well, this is a dangerous position to be conceding that kind of foul.
Yeah, definitely. And I think what the referee's saying is absolutely right. Just came right through the back of him, bowled him over. Another opportunity for Kingussie to practice their set pieces.
So have a look at with Josh Grant. Da Houris. Well, it's becoming a bit personal. It's all about the goalkeepers.
Yeah, Josh Grant did really well there as well. It's most difficult saves, I would say. The spectacular ones in the air are great, but it's so difficult to have quick feet and, save the ball, turned around and made another save to put it out for the corner.
To get back up again was great. Shinroat at that. Jehar, Tien, Maha, Kingussie, no Kinlochshiel, hier hoorsteden nog goed in de Camanachd, hier hoorsteden nog Leitaich voor Tulloch, zo paard gebracht. Kingussie, Njoni, Kinlochshiel, Njoni. Zo goed in je veer zo'n karamelion de Vrishu.
Come off the stick, pal. You hit it, come off the stick, is that right? I see that, is that right? When he swung through, it came off a Kingussie stick and around.
I think we should bring Ian Kennedy up here. He's doing our job for us. He's giving us a very lucid explanation of what's going on. Not that you're not doing that, Katie.
Oh, thanks. I'll take any compliment I can get from you, Dan. That's fine.
You've suggested more wing play would be good for Kinlochshiel. You don't seem to be able to do that. Is that because the midfield's not trying it? The ball just seems to be going up the middle all the time.
Yeah, I think, you know, Donald Nixon for me is the controller in the middle there. His distribution probably needs to work out wide a little bit more. Yeah, you know, just as we've seen there, is that Conor Cormack coming back in there too. But I think, you know, with Xander Meeke and Robert Mabin right down the middle, those are the people that you want to avoid. So by playing the ball out wide and cutting it back, I think that's a good way of progressing for Kinlochshiel.
Cormac. Versucht beetje zijn gedeten en dan word je muziek. Farfish. Het er daar. Hoe je er keer kunnen we zo'n rustje gedraaid. Duncan Matheson. Hij komt krijgen met Falconer. Skipper ik in de Kingussie. Oh, Irakker. Maar ze naar Shelfit met een hele tijd. Moeilijk Kinlochshiel die dat zo'n rustje zo'n is Jordan Fisher. Skipper ik in de Je veux y aller. MacRae, that for a player of that quality, it's poor. They'll be disappointed with that. They have to start being more creative.
Yeah, it was a really nice bit of play by Jordan Fraser there, actually holding the ball up and then popping it out wide to Archie MacRae. However, the play before that, the wing forwards are sagging right into the middle and it just looks so crowded in there. The best thing that they can do, the wing forwards, is stay out wide, get the ball and then run into space.
Yeah, more so. Anderson. There's another change here, Katie. Falconer has he's gone to the other side. He's got rid of Duncan Matheson. He's getting nowhere, so he's changed.
Yep, and I think that's probably tactical. You know, Duncan Matheson's one of my favourite players to watch. Actually, he's really clever, as well as being a good shinty player. He's very tactical. So I think trying to get James Falconer on the ball a bit more makes sense to move him away from Duncan Matheson.
Ian Kennedy. Gra. Ja, schiet de gaal die dat een goed kafek. Kinlochshiel gain die mag. Can we use even Park in de bal en is een hachtige naar de Tianov. Dat is een eerst Anderson. Die is hier val af. Skipper. Tegen hem aan. Sapish MacRae. Oh, is het die eerst shot. Vergen Tulloch erin. Ik kan nog schillen de gasten die is.
Hard game for you today at the back.
Keep it going, Colin.
Wel, ym yswyd gyfaes nad glwychyd ar sio as yn y delig ysyn ha Michael Call the manager skipper Kinlochshiel, Willie MacRae.
I'm here pitch side with Willie MacRae, Kinlochshiel manager. Willie, could you just give us an update on what happened with Conor Cormac there?
It was a hand knock. The stick went up the club and he's done an old injury, so it's flared up a wee bit, but we'll assess it at half time to see how it is.
What have you made of the first half so far? There's not really been too much between the two sides.
Very tight. Josh has brought off a couple of good saves, but the wind is making a wee bit of effect in it, so hopefully it might die in the second half.
Well, good luck. Thanks for speaking to us.
Wel, cyma cwr ymach na gra, a'i cerst gyda. Afres am gyfel y gêm, sio gofi hotian. Sgwryd y gyfeg tydych Hwyl stopa gyda o'r achfi. Afres am gyfeg na twyl ys y darn y le. Yr skis ys elastiach yn y hwys. Rhaid yn gan y dal ein y tŵn y bydd hotian sio ffat y gêm. Hutchison, doing it the east. Nixon. For me, Cormac got that.
Yeah, he's got a long reach, doesn't he?
See the ground he made up.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't think he made any contact, but
It's just coming across the body, isn't it?
Yeah.
Across the body, over the legs.
Debatable.
Yeah, agreed.
The game's lost its pattern though again. I keep saying this, there's no rhythm, there's no consistency in the way either side they're cancelling each other out. I think, to be fair, that's what both teams are doing.
Yeah, and Kinlochshiel for me have had most of the pressure, but Kingussie still look more dangerous on the break with their movement. Yeah, so I guess I think somebody needs to score, and then we'll maybe see settling down a wee bit.
Anderson. Jarig eindyn hilach yn y dŵr sio. Sianeddigol trea. Nes ta achrach y sio. Cwig gia gydol Archie MacRae, the falaf. So Archie MacRae leaves Katie and Engineer Ali Nixon.
Yeah.
Ali Nixon's coming on, so that's a tactical change just before half time.
Yeah, I don't know if it's in to do with the knock that Archie MacRae has just taken, but Ali Nixon has played a lot this season, scored a few goals, and he's a big guy. So bringing him on and maybe putting him in that position that Jordan Fraser was, to open Jordan up a wee bit more, that maybe for me might do it.
Fever Fijak nach Danik is het Kinlochshiel. What do you think the managers will be saying to their teams in the next kind of 10 minutes are going to be very big for both teams?
Yeah, I think that wee bit of fitness up till half time is really important. I think keeping it tight at the back for Kingussie, they've been doing a really good job so far. We've talked about, maybe slightly poor forward play in terms of creating opportunities for Kinlochshiel, but actually it's maybe doing a bit of disservice to the Kingussie defence, who have been excellent. And Ruaridh McKechnie taking the shot at the moment is a top-notch defender. Scotland international a number of times as well. For Kinlochshiel, let's see how Conor Cormac fares. He's a massive player for them, and let's hope he can play on.
So is the line. Quick minute in the chain. Did quick minute in the Rakeler so here late. Zo, Kinlochshiel close it. Nixon die is jachen en wie aan het boeiers to the game. Djuvloch. Tanesh Corrimer a dúil, Steachar MacRae garach. Iachgar stad de Ruaridh, was dan ik maach. Tanesh Corrimer MacRae. Goes it to stay, Sampler on the wheel. Here's a strayer MacGregor. It is Bully van Oshan. So Cormac in the National Shears go. Tuine Park if er will Michael Steele agus manager Kingussie Ian Borthwick. Mis mwynhau wil Ian Borthwick falaf. Voor een Greyman is Borthwick en zijn vijf William Hashoven Noshan. Veel glach jullie naar het tagerste de Wielf. Twee vlog geweest. Ach, zo in next goal she is Michael Ian Borthwick.
I'm here pitch side with Kingussie manager Ian Corky Borthwick. Ian, what have you made of the first half so far? As we said before the game, not much between the sides.
No, it's not much. They probably got a slightly more pressure there. Like, yeah, we're against the wind. We expected that, and just hoping we can sort of hold on, and maybe once we're getting a break, maybe we can snatch a goal. But if we can keep it with them not scoring until half time, I'll be happy. It means that we've got the win behind, and then we can sort of relax and do a wee bit more than what we can do. But no, so far so good. Yeah.
Approaching half time, of course, what's going to be your main message to the players?
Well, basically, firstly, they've got to be patient, because sometimes when they go chasing that first goal, they could rush it, and then once you start rushing things, it doesn't happen. Especially if they're in behind, watch them don't overhit it. So they've just got to be patient, and if we can keep the pressure on them and sort of relax and move the ball well, something will happen, and hopefully it comes to us, and it does.
Thank you.
Wel, hij kerst na hij kra. Zata vinna Jevarach goviakin. Is ik hier te le. Hier in Canada is nog half keer in de lijnen. Er zijn untig. Dus een Tulloch gaat een meer gaan nu roeien daar skippen. Ian Borthwick graag passion roeier is je dolste je Johnny. Die er haar game weer vital. So Borthwick pretty much resigned to 0-0 being a good effort in the first half. It's a gamble defending it, but they're not really showing anything up front at the moment because the ball's not going there.
No, they're not. But the thing about Kingussie is, and I think I've said it before, is I've watched them play a number of times this year, and there's been tight games. Their opposition has had chances to score, not scored, and they've gone and nicked a goal, maybe two, in the last 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes is where I've seen them score the majority of their goals. So if I was...
Got him a shot, Jordan Fraser. MacGregor on the snime. We're at the full of it. Wel, zijn gevastgesteld is hij Kinlochshiel er. Ik zal zo gaan troer bij Kinlochshiel. Maar de bal. Dus zijn is graag gewild gaan er van af gezoekpeltje. De meisje kan hem ziet in de eerste. Well, that's as close as Kinlochshiel have come, Katie, really. Just when the ball went in the air from Jordan Fraser's stick, it could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, and a nice bit of play by Kinlochshiel. See it on the rerun again here.
Just there.
Yep. And I think Kinlochshiel have done the right thing actually by bringing Hallie Nixon on, putting him in right in the middle on Xander Meekie, and seen the last couple of plays that Kinlochshiel have had up front. Jordan Fraser getting a wee bit more on the ball, which is good for them.
Jonas mag graag eerst. Stjachen en Viano blok. MacRae Meebon. Hutchison. Giannini. June does a foul. Oh! Katie Drain, take a bow. What were you just saying?
I know.
Give them a chance, they'll get one.
All the chances. Yeah, a wee breakaway there, and you know it just came from a wee breakdown in midfield there from Kinlochshiel. You know, a misplaced pass, a bad touch, a poor touch there. Yeah, and just the speed of the Kingussie forwards. A lovely strike along the ground.
I'm not sure if it got a deflection from number 14 that beat Josh Grant. No, it didn't. It went straight in.
Yep, and did take a wee bounce before maybe, but yeah, still straight in the back of the net.
Kinlochshiel and Johnny, Kingussie Cahoon, Minute Varach, Gloch, Shachet er Ruaridh, and you have strier in doel. Kinlochshiel, het alle stui gaan in zijn nest, dus tolle hier ook, wel het tolle hier ook, je Jordan Fraser. Wel, als je er game achterige cultuur. Van een keelige gebied naar Hannes, Ian Borthwick, Ugus, Willie MacRae, gemaakt het reality. Er je wat in de klootje er in de stui. Gaan het ze nog heel kuzoen je nest raken, als je de schach en de derde minuutjes in, Piesma. At er een rush MacRae. Johnny hier is de notion. John MacRae, gestuurlijk zegt er MacGregor. Well, han hoort het in de Ruaridh. Again, this is out of nothing. Absolutely out of nothing. The game's changed twice in the space of a minute.
And what a strike that was by John MacRae from a tight angle there too. Lovely. And we've waited, what, 45 minutes for a goal?
Well, it's taken 47 and we've got two.
We've got two.
Well, I'm just wondering if Shen Kerskilor will at Piet Ruaridh to Gilor to stay Hoon by Tidach Rutikin. Wachbach, Kinlochshiel to stay August Tulloch or Ach, Joy. Maar als je een graad, je goede minute gloeitjes naar zijn tavinetje waar als je het daar hul en je niet te gaan uzie John MacRae naar zijn te Kinlochshiel. Ik leg als je als je Kinlochshiel hun kan de uzie hun.
Maar goed, ik zie niet in het jaar dat ik Kinlochshiel het heen hokkelen mag als loch draast. Dat gesprekken hier, ik had aan de mien had nog eens lien gewoon massa bij die wachten, maar geloof beponige geholle kaleporing heeft. Ik is, maar dat kleur toch lang niet krijgen moet je de vaar. Kach, het truurde vragen, gezondertje. Verder goed, ik zie niet in, wie krieën zitten we gezegd hebben, is niet pliondig in de geishagat. Als je hier wie priem nu, de truurde vragen mag krijgen.
My name's John MacRae, I'm the youngest brother and I play full forward for Kinlochshiel.
Keith MacRae, I'm the middle brother and I play in the forward line for Kinlochshiel.
My name's MacRae, I'm the oldest brother, I play full back for Kinlochshiel.
Oh no. Yeah, I should have put Finlay, I didn't think. I just thinking between me and Keith. I should have put Yeah. I think everyone knew the answer. You've got more cards than me, Keith. Mainly Keith, because you don't know when he's going to turn up for the game. He's always late.
I'll put you, I don't know, you just like a, it's not really a strange one, but you like a long warm-up, don't you?
I do, it's my age.
An hour 15.
Not John, because he spends about an hour on the toilet every time.
I'd say Keith is I think it would just be to annoy Sandra, really, wouldn't it?
Don't want to stop. wouldn't be.
That's what I've gone with as well. Not Finlay. I'd say.
Keithy.
Me or Keithy would be quite good, but I don't think you'd put Finlay in.
I don't think Finlay there.
Massive, it's our whole season really. Just have to go out and give it all we got and see how it goes. Can't really. Last chance to win really. A few years ago we were out of the league and we thought it was done, which I think this year it is done, to be honest. But no, it's everything on Saturday. We need to win it really. It's as simple as that.
I think a bit of belief in ourselves this year. We've lost a lot of confidence. We're not getting the results. Sometimes we think we should be getting better results and we're not. And I felt against last game against Kingussie, I think we were good in the first half, put them in a lot of pressure, went 1-0 up, and then the last minute they got a goal back. And then I think that kind of killed us for the second half. We didn't turn up for the second half. I think the boys' heads went down against such a good team like Kingussie, and you can't do it. They punished us for it. I think if you asked us before, like maybe 5-7 years ago, if we thought we'd get any of the cups, let alone all of them, I think a lot of people would have said, nah, no chance. We were always, the inconsistency always hit us hard. We never consistent with it, but then it just seemed to come together. Like we had the same team for years and years, and no matter the losses that we suffered in that, we had the same boys coming to train all the time and keep coming back. And I think the persistence eventually paid off for it. Remember some of my mates that have won it before say they didn't know the last time was their last Camanachd Cup final they were going to be in. So cherish it when you do get the opportunity. So.
MacRae vi kuttermach a Kinlochshiel a new house if erwische wilschen de Livrin in rest. Ja, Kingussie vaak jokker in deze in gala. Fen schachder vi rigostige gitchen training tegen deze se fen de tuil kuttermach. Maar vi tjene vir in deze se kutjok. Sjok ma wat Kingussie James Falconer.
So I was from Kingussie originally, so you start through primary school, but I actually moved to Lagan, and a lot of the Lagan people played for Utmore, but because I was already going to Kingussie, I decided to stay with Kingussie. I was actually later picking it up than a lot of folk. Just wasn't very interested in it to start with, and then once I got to kind of primary 5, Mum and Dad persuaded me to start playing. So we went through bad spells, especially with first team. You know, I was lucky enough to be part of the squad in 2014 when we won the Scottish, and then we nearly got relegated the next year, so that was kind of a high and a low in a couple of years, but certainly now we're making up for that, so no, I think it's been a pretty good career so far.
Fa James is a groch gorstig san níos thuairt dhéanach de chuch na Camanachd in nudí, agus fa céis fórán a rá go bhí fud go leor sonna thuairt dhéanach. I ghannean cáinne vedicach, chluich James sa game agus chud é tull a chutich an skibbe, chunne Grand Slam.
So at the time I didn't really know, it all happened so quickly, but it was slippy as well, so when I ran into a tackle with the boy, I slipped and I ended up going into this lamppost. At the time didn't really think much of it other than I had a big cut on my knee. As weeks went on I was still really sore, so the club helped me pay for a MRI scan, and then that revealed a hairline fracture in my femur, so it was due to the impact and how hard I had hit it, so yeah, it wasn't great. I played through, on paper, probably shouldn't have. The physios all told me to rest. I kind of went against that, as you do. Just that determination to try and get myself fit. I was never going to start the game, but I always wanted to be part of it, at least get some game time, and to score as well was just icing on the cake. I think everyone strives to win a Grand Slam or even a trophy, so it's a feeling that a lot of folk will never understand. And you can tell, like, in the community, everyone's so proud of us. Because it's been so long since we had last done it, so to be, you know, because you never know whether you're going to do it again or not, so to be able to have done it again was, yeah, was special.
An Tazense, a James and his captain a hiad skipper I Kingussie, is an dachas a cúdlis and servachas in nudí.
Yeah, I know there'll be a lot of folk cheering me on, and just, I know there's a lot of people proud of me, especially my family. There's a lot of important games still to come. This is really the business end of the year now. You know, we can't afford to lose any games in the league. We really need to be on our A game every week from now on in. Otherwise, well, if we don't do what we came out here to do, then it's classed as a failed season. So, yeah, we just have to keep working.
Bei cwchfa fi hafys hiet rwys y fwynig James mar hapjan agus han skippe y gamas is bara hwchpanen y chwyd gan y Fraser.
The last time I lifted a trophy, I think, was when I was in primary school, my last year of primary school. So to be able to do it again was just absolutely great because, you know, you're chuffed for the person who's doing it, like Savio, and it was great seeing him doing it last year and you're absolutely delighted for him, but to be able to do it yourself is just something else. I feel like there's probably a wee bit of pressure on us after what we did last year, but if we can play to what we can, then there's no reason why we can't make it to the final.
James Falconer is in Kingussie Katie Drainer is Lee Noah's van the Spirishik Ocean. Son of you call them. Katie, we're almost ready to go again for the second half. First half, really tight affair. It wasn't dull, but it certainly burst into life properly just in the last couple of minutes.
It did, yeah. I think I said we waited 45 minutes for a goal and then we got 2 in the added time. Really tight game. Kinlochshiel probably having most of the pressure, but as we've mentioned before, no matter how much pressure the other team has, Kingussie always have that ability to nick a goal, and that's what they did.
They did in both teams, though, with both those goals, just show the sharpness that they have should these chances come. I mean, the goalkeepers have done really well with previous saves, but both teams have it in them just to get these goals.
Yeah, they do, and James Falconer's strike was a lovely one. He's top goal scorer for Kingussie this season so far, so it's no surprise that he's on the score sheet, and what a strike by John MacRae at the other end at a nice tight angle as well, so yeah, really good.
Kinlochshiel had the win in the first half, Kingussie in the second half. Is that going to make a difference?
I don't know. I think probably slightly. Kinlochshiel had a lot of pressure, so it'll be interesting to see if it's the wind or if it's anything to do with fitness that they can sustain that pressure in the second half.
Looking over my shoulder, Kingussie are out. There's no sign of Kinlochshiel. Is that any sort of indication as to who's ready to go, who's really wanting to come out and win this game?
I don't know. It's all tactics on game day, isn't it? Especially for a Camanachd Cup semi-final. Yeah, Kingussie are generally out quite early as well. Ready to go for the second half. Kinlochshiel did have a couple of knocks, so you saw Conor Cormack get hit in the hand. Archie MacRae went off. I don't know if that was something to do with the knock that he took to the arm as well, so it could be just that they're getting a little bit of treatment, so they're later on out. I don't think it'll faze them either way.
How big a loss would it be if Cormac couldn't make it out for the second half?
Huge, yeah. I've watched Kinlochshiel play a number of times this season, and Conor Cormack has always been that difference maker. He was injured for a game they played against Beaulieu. He came on just to start getting back into the game and just changed the game completely. He's dominant, he's a big hitter, and he's strong in the tackle, so they definitely don't want to lose him.
It's one of the guys we'll keep an eye out for just now. Kingussie is skipping fiach of Elashin se Chiriganish Kunde Parket, Hichinirashinishko Ushja.
Black Derek has in the diction will Unachra who tinti Kingussie, Cameron Bremner, Cami Bremner. Hier Chile kun je weer gas kijken de Chinese kaart kooi diek. Zet ik al je gedraaste aarde we Shia Ian Frischel. Zijn die dan geveegd zien over Cormac has daar hij aan de mia in de parken. Dan hen Jishvia in de parken via weer Ian Canada. Darnley Maha. Eens we zijn de dagen nacht we zijn de vier gevatters van Tulloch. Je doet er zo in Canada goede wil. Naar Kinlochshiel aan het Jarak. Kooi wonnen live glie kan we ze ervaren, maar als je al voor de niche we zit hier in het Juje vallen. Het kan de Kingussie is een pannen. Kinlochshiel wonnen live glie, maar als je hem kan get. So a boost for Kinlochshiel, I suppose, that Cormac's made it. He's back on there. It would have taken wild horses to keep him off, I suspect. And Ian Fraser is going off. I think he's carrying an knock now. See my hurt playing on the far side there. But Cameron Bremner, excuse me, is a useful substitute.
Definitely. I was actually really surprised that Cameron Bremner didn't start today. He's a quality player, just back from suspension and holiday, I believe. So maybe that's a reason why he never got the nod from the get-go today. But yeah, definitely someone you'd love on your bench to bring on.
What do you want to do? Wait until you pull him over or just obstruct him in it?
Well, Ian Kennedy's had more chat pills at half-time. He's in full flow already. He's managed the game well, and to be fair to the players, it's not been the kind of game. There's just that little incident on you know, early on, but he's kept the game moving, and he's been clear to the players what he's looking for.
Yeah, and I really enjoy it. I think it's really good that you know, the referee has that rapport with the players enough to give them a bit of chat and tell them what they're doing right and wrong. Some players don't like it. If it was me, I'd be delighted. Not if he was giving fouls against me right enough.
The referee wouldn't get a word in edgeways.
Ruaridh
Probably.
Kingussie Hutchison. Nimmel. Cormac is a Joach and a Casanike. Falconer who with the hold to Kingussie. Stjach in the aan. Stjach. De dooier koers nog iets gemaakt as a right. My short of Nixon, Ali Nixon played for that very well, very clever play, just invited the challenge in the back and knew what would happen.
Yeah, definitely. I think Ali Nixon's experienced enough to be able to play for that little foul there, and the Kingussie defenders just played right into that. I'm still interested to see how this matchup goes with himself and Xander Meekie.
Oof. Anderson. Now I'll come back to you on that, Katie, this challenging the dead ball hit. We'll come back on that because Anderson took that full, I think, on the shoulder.
Yeah, and like a champ as well. He didn't even see him flinch.
But it's something that's come into the game, standing in front of the player that's taking the dead ball. Watch this. Bang, got right in the shoulder.
Yep, and you know the ruling is you've got to be 5 yards away, but you can move, you know, side to side. So you could see him take that little step to be in direct line of the ball.
I wouldn't stand in front of Bob McGregor doing it.
Not a chance.
But you know, I've noticed it earlier. Kingussie are challenging Josh Grant. They're standing. They're putting two players in front of him when he's taking the dead ball hit. And I've seen it happen in a couple of games this season already. Kilmally were doing it against Lochaber. It's high risk.
Yeah, it's just preempting anything that happens. The disadvantage is, you know, you're leaving players free, so the ball can go wide and then upfield from there.
So who blinks first, Katie?
Well, I was just going to say, Kingussie have come out really quickly, I think. You know, the start of the second half, they've had a couple of plays up front, and you can see them. I don't know if they've been told, right, let's get going, let's go for it right now. But yeah, they've come out the blocks running.
Anderson, Coer. Ruaridh Haman. Ruaridh Nixon. Short var det gott jag sitter nästan kan gunge Kinlochshiel who was at the noi. I had to do me get first. Meevan Skunja. Oh, där är han i tune där shit. Cormac. Nothing subtle about that, was there? He was beaten for pace, really, and he had to lean over.
Yeah, I think sensible foul, probably, to stop Kieran McPherson running away from him.
Yeah. He's one guy Kingussie need to get into the game more in the middle of the field.
Yeah, him and Donald Nixon actually just seem to be cancelling each other out at the moment.
William Van Noshan. Xavier Hutchison. He shot it in Hallow. Norsen Kahoka Lestay. Oh! Så får det skjuta. Det just Kinlochshiel. Långt i räcka 7. There's a definite shift in momentum now, and Kingussie have taken the initiative.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's anything to do with the wind. You know, we were asked at half time about that, and
that's what changed their Macaulay Cup semi-final.
Yep, it definitely seems to be having an impact to start off with. But to be fair, at the start of the first half, Kinlochshiel started the slower as well. So is it just a case of they need another 5 to get into the game?
Strees is established.
Come off the boy's stick, Paul, when you hit it. Bounced up off the stick. Sorry, Josh.
Ian Kennedy a graag door zijn Ruaridh Caman van de Venier. Kan goed die maken door zijn genossen. Oh, savelig, sorry to the east with Josh Grant. This takes some doing, Katie.
I know, a lovely reaction save there by Josh Grant. One hand on his stick. And that came off one of his defenders actually trying to clear it.
The wee shake of the head, class. Anderson. Oh, Ruaridh Anderson! Leishin! It's a Kingussie Hoshach in the east. Ieder geduid de ground. Savelig sorry to Yenov. Well, Hannick Anderson is there. Just after Grant had saved him, he had to give best to Ruaridh Anderson.
Yeah, a lovely long range strike there from Ruaridh Anderson, and just don't know if there were bodies in front of Josh Grant where he couldn't actually quite catch it. It looked like he saw it quite last minute, but yeah, another one on along the ground.
Well, Hoshach. Stay next maybe Kinlochshiel show rökkost. Komt hij dat ja goed. Dat over hager is hier kost in nach de goed gegaan lei. Is in Eemsen ga Kinlochshiel Hoshach gedoen zo ga Kingussie Hoshach zien dat er. This is it, Katie. We can see now. We'll have a good view. Well, there was one player.
One player in front of him. It was a good strike though.
Yeah, lovely strike.
5 yards, boys, and wait for the whistle. 5 yards, here.
Kinlochshiel het al in de
5 yards, wait for the whistle. You gotta go 5 yards, right? Here. And you go.
Kinlochshiel are going to make a change. Katie.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. It's all Kingussie at the moment.
Yeah, it looks like Johnny McCaskill might be being pulled and David Falconer might come on. They're not quite ready for that, but that's what we understand is going to happen.
And Johnny McCaskill just gave away a foul on the far side actually from where we are at the moment. He just looked a bit tired compared to Callum McIntosh, who he was chasing after.
Anderson Gilligan Shahid Mullahi Caravella Cool Doors Duncan Matheson Ruaridh Caman in a VL. Now Kinlochshiel can't afford to lose another one, and this was a good effort on goal, well blocked by Matheson.
Yeah, Kingussie getting more and more shots away at the moment. You know, we saw it in the first half with Kinlochshiel with the wind, and Kingussie just reaping the rewards of that at the moment. They seem to have so much space. I don't know.
Their movement, they've changed their movement off the ball, and they're doing what we have been saying Kinlochshiel should have been doing, and using the wider spaces.
Yep, and their movement off the ball, every time they look to have a shot at goal, they seem to be in acres of space. So the Kinlochshiel defenders...
Here's the change, Katie. Johnny McCaskill Falav against David Falconer at Chinier. It's good that Chile MacRae second and Clwyhitter and Atien to the Atien Falav. For a game at the worst. Yeah, I think the wind is a big fight. We look at the trees on the far side there. They're moving from right to left, and we see much more of better hitting from Kingussie as Kinlochshiel did in the first half.
Yeah, it looks a bit stronger than it was in the first half too, which obviously it is helping.
It's not a howling gale, but it's significant. And watch this now, how the players, if we come back off this shot just a bit, we can see, look at how they're challenging the goalkeeper. I wouldn't do that for a pound of mince. Look at them. Even the defenders are turning their back on it.
Yeah, just looking for any advantage, any slip up.
And that's actually preying on your mind, isn't it? You know, that you just wonder, I don't want to hit these guys. Well, two of them anyway.
It also looks like Kinlochshiel have pulled Donald Nixon back into defence and swapped for Conor Cormac in midfield. So
Kingussie Kinlochshiel.
That's a broken club. Can you see it right in half?
Yeah. It's 90 quid. They're not in a hurry to get it on either. That's 90 quid down the Swanee. Or thereabouts. I think I'm right.
There we go.
Around 90 quid.
Around about that.
My first one was 2 and 6.
I'm going to have no comment on that.
You'll have to Google that, Katie. Yes, indeed. Any search engine you want. Kinlochshiel en eerste vier gaan die komen en dan gaan die doen je. Ik ben een mooie shot. Niels and Ruaridh Logala. Dubious block there coming in off your feet. Not sure that he was allowed to jump in like that, but it was effective.
Yeah, and can you see shy as a result?
Doing a Tulloch try, Ruaridh.
See how far the Kinlochshiel defenders have been pulled out here.
Yeah, and there's your answer. It's the ball over the top and out the side. Giannini. Zeggen of Jana die is Tulloch Falconer. Falconer the tune. Oh, that's classic Kingussie.
Yeah.
Defence into attack. 3 passes, shot on goal.
And you can see what they're doing. You know, they seem to be playing in a box up front. You know, a square shape, and their half forwards are sitting at the centre line. So that ball over the top is just creating so much space for them.
That was not far away. Kan ik Ruaridh te maken? Ligger daar kan Kinlochshiel hun Kingussie iga. Koers je dan nog Oban Camanachd keer het jaar Farka jo het jaar wat je kan doelt in je veef. Er is skip bevoordig is. Kennedy het alles een raad. Referee gets in way shocker. And he's given them a 50-50 chance to win the ball. That's fair enough. He felt there was an advantage. Kingussie is dat het Ruaridh. Kinlochshiel has een eentje nog. Senegal, daar gaat het allemaal. Further Kinlochshiel go Oban Park die is Ian Borthwick manager Kingussie Connolly Michael.
Corky Borthwick, Corky, it's been some start from your side and you must be delighted, especially with that second goal.
Yeah, well delighted. Bit of a sickener, them scored right in half time, but these things happen. He went in, I'd have been happy if we went in at 0-0. We got that goal and because they got one back, so no, it was good. As I said, it was just about talking to the boys, keeping them patient. Really good start. We just need that second goal, well, third goal, sorry, to, you know, take the pressure off after a wee bit, because they get a break here, they're straight back in, you know, it's a draw, like, so if we can get that wee gap in amidst ourselves, yeah, getting there.
Is it all about game management now as well? We were talking before the game, you do have a few injuries. How do you want the team to manage the game as well as get that third?
Yeah, well, see, we've got sort of older guys like Hatchie, you know, Savio's getting drawn out looking for the ball. So it's about trying to keep them in, because it's a big park here.
We'll let you go. It's all action just now. Thank you, Corky.
Ian Borthwick bheoglach geschiet agus Kinlochshiel camas ar a dhull. Steach ar a dhull. Krik ar a mwy. Door a huur is wel bij Fiachen die gommel maag gegins gro. Iseke kroet Olga Noshan. Caramele van Noshan maha de Kinlochshiel. Keith MacRae het allemaal. Humal Courage in the Rosenka. Orsha stay Karam to Kinlochshiel. Stay at hole. Oh, Karam to John MacRae. A shit. Not the Gary Pulivanoshan. A Kanyalachi, and this was a gilt-edged chance.
Such a good chance there. Another one falling to WT MacRae. Sorry, John MacRae.
McGregor did well.
Yeah, really well. Just came out, made himself big. But this is much better by Kinlochshiel.
Yep.
Last few minutes, they've had a sustained wee bit of pressure there.
We surprised there, the captain, Jordan Fraser's been taken off and Archie MacRae has come back on. Here's the benefit of the rolling sub. So Archie MacRae 18,
yep,
back on.
Yeah, really surprised that they've taken Jordan Fraser off. But again, benefit of rolling subs, go off for 5 minutes, have a break, and then
fire him on again. I think that's the tactic.
Yep.
Janini at Dulcawar.
Just come in the back of them and push the 2 years over because they're waiting. They wait for the whistle puck.
Rui. Oh! Saval gille Josh Grant geschalligen en kwiet zijn in is. Oh, Grant's having a fantastic. He's a good keeper, but by Jove, this is top drawer.
Another really good save. I think maybe the overlapping run there by Callum McIntosh just put the defender off there, not thinking that the ball would be slipped so close, but another really fab save there by Josh Grant.
Just trying to remember, is he the goalkeeper that saved in the penalty shootout with his cheekbone? Ballymore Cup final, Fort William against Lahava?
I don't know.
I'm not sure if it was him or not. Anyway.
I don't know. I don't know the answer.
Sorry about that one. Kinlochshiel look at that. Good trea. Ek gaan dele. Ach Michi. Nesta Karamachke. Machen noch schön. De klachke farsen jachne parken is de stacheri is gonna be on. De lukkele stachne boxen, maar krijgen het in maag. Zingelmacher do a howl. That's better.
Yeah.
Using the spaces, the width of this enormous surface at the Bucht.
I'd be tempted to be even a wee bit more direct. You know, there's a lot of nice wee passes, slip out wide, etc. But Conor Cormack had a lot of space there, and I know he was far away, but yeah, that dropped on top of Bob McGregor and let the forwards do the chasing in.
Oh, what a look at. Yeah, there's only 2 Kingussie players in the Kinlochshiel half at the moment. Doesn't matter if it ends up 2-1.
No, you see Kingussie's free hit, which is a similar place at the opposite end, but you see how much space that they had. All the players were really far apart, and they let, they worked together, they ran into space, etc. It all looks very crowded up here. I'll be eating my words if they score right enough, but...
Very good. So you can use your daughter said. Falconer, it is Matheson. That has been a fantastic competition between Falconer and Matheson. Really outstanding play in both players.
Yeah, I like him. I'm a big fan of Matheson. I think he's a great player. He used to actually be a forward, and he was really, really good up front. But as he's moved into senior shinty, he's become a wing back and absolutely one of the best in the game.
Hutchison. Grant. Shawl to sheet. Kunt je een kluchter in de Kinlochshiel. We zijn goede uren. Stoken een gaai karm ellen, maar zo koers dit nog koef van de Camanachd. Maar ik paard gewacht. Koers dit nog zijn vat het vallen. Ja, wat je kan doen. Zo zijn we van mij af kan komen is een nooit. Ik heb ik komen niet eens een show. Chandler 50 minutes, just about 20 minutes, a wee bit more. Katie, of course we have to allow for the overtime, which is where we got the goals the last time, but 20 minutes for Kinlochshiel to turn this round. Another change.
Oh, here we go.
That was obviously a tactical move to get Jordan Fraser fit, or...
Just give him a wee break. Keep MacRae coming off,
yeah,
it looks like.
MacRae this time. So this is...
Oh, what's up?
Willie MacRae managing his squad, trying to get the best out of all of them.
For me, the Donald Nixon going back into defence, yep, I totally understand that, but Conor Cormack had such a huge impact when he was playing half-back. So if you've moved a bit into full centre, which they have done, they need to get one of them in the game a wee bit more, because in the first half between them, they were doing a really good job.
And now they're against the wind as well. Yeah, well, yeah. Hier kom je aan de varken. Kunnen met Josh Grant de voetballen. Now there's a change here. Josh Grant's not taking the hit-outs anymore. It's Finlay MacRae. Je wil je nest. Dat is hem. Wil je leg in de gang zo in de vark. Pikken de zarsen die doen dus zo. Ach, haast is even aan. Met een goede get gewoon zijn terug. Big hand for the spectator who caught that one. He should be at Lord's or somewhere. Not watching a Shinty match.
Yeah, I'm trying to work out what's happening with the Kingussie forward line here. They're sitting so far back. And it just looks like the midfield. And
I think they're suffocating the Kinlochshiel midfield.
They are, yeah. And I think that's half the reason that Conor Cormack's not really getting into it, because there's so many players around him. But on the other hand, a couple of the times that Kingussie have cleared the ball, it's actually just hit the Kinlochshiel halfbacks because there's not been anyone there.
MacRae China is Hanil. As the Kawu is in a good game. Neither Fever from the Banya. Wie die het hagers is. Vassen wacht. Falconer, Klugs, die de gaatje heen, Monarch Anderson. Wie zal er een half kunnen boeien er. Kassenik heen. De Amach. Hutchison was just wanting a breather there.
Yeah, can't believe it, can he? Can't believe it. But to be fair, he took the ball off a couple of the, right through a couple of the Kinlochshiel midfield line there. Very dainty.
He's a remarkable player, isn't he, really, when you think?
He is.
He's got 11 winners' medals or something like that.
That's crazy.
Jacqueline MacRae. Door uitvallen bij Tulloch. Balen pocket hier. Cormac. Gascoebe gemaakt. Snoren Hilju. Toen er is Jack in de box, vlak en aarst. Kruis zag er een lijnje. It was a mess of heartbeat when the goal judge's flag was up in a situation like that. But
yeah, both sets of players looking towards him.
Yeah, they just, it was a free hit.
Wait for the whistle.
Jordan Fraser. Yeah, they're not quite as inventive as Kingussie, are they, on the old textbook stuff?
No, a lot of stationary players.
Too many.
In the middle. The only movement was out towards the ball, which was, you know, if you're going to create an illusion of a pretend pass or a fake pass, then you've got to have that movement everywhere and not just away from the ball.
Boom. Wow. That was the longest yet. That was 2/3 of the length of the buck.
Yeah, nearly to the penalty spot.
Yep.
Impressive. But a nice wee bit of defending there by Duncan Matheson again.
He punches way above his weight.
Yeah. He's good. He's tactical too. I like it.
John MacRae, Camanachd. Sorry, give me a little film like him. Jack in the box. Jordan Fraser. Die gaan. Game. Vijftiger oorskoog. We gaan je hoe staat er. Wel zit in een dooier. Wel huisje. Rechter.
I never seen that. The boy ran across. Maybe the goal judge seen it. Cheers, Bobby. I just seen him go over. I didn't see what happened. I used to that anyway. Just the arm there, Paul.
Mark McDonald getting a nosebleed.
Yeah.
That far up
Great
front.
run. Great
yeah,
run.
yeah, really good. Didn't look much at it, to be fair, at the end.
De hoek aan de maag. Zeg er. Geboren goed in de maag. Twee weer goed in. Zo, met het allemaal. Cormac. Cormac at the Yist. Skipper again. They are working their way back into it, to be fair to Kinlochshiel.
Yep, some nice passages of play down the far side, and all kind of started by Conor Cormac in the middle there. I think is Kieran McPherson maybe just sitting off him slightly, allowing him to get the passes away, but it's going to get boring for Conor Cormac if the Kinlochshiel forwards can't do anything with
frustrating
it.
As
well. Frustrating, maybe not
Very
boring.
Frustrating.
Yeah. So yeah, the Kinlochshiel forwards need to do something. Even trying what Kingussie's doing and just pulling two of them all the way out and just sitting two full forwards and seeing what they get from that.
Look at the other end. Kingussie have got one player in the Kinlochshiel half.
Yep.
It's all or nothing in this passage of play here. Three minutes in Kia Karakal. Goed de Schachter kan de Kingussie te lele gut. Goede kriegerkoersen. Maar de Goni maar zijn niet het minuutje meer. Zie dat een nachtweken ziet voor Matheson. See the clever wee nudge from Matheson just as the ball was dropping. It was enough.
Yeah, he's clever. They had one in the first half and he just kind of kicked the ball towards himself, just out of sight of the referee too. That was good.
Duval, de styr MacRae for live. Wow, hoe zit je must dan kijken. That's one of the most difficult things to do in Shinty, a goalkeeper waiting and waiting and waiting for a ball from the middle of the field. You have to have nerves of steel.
Yep, and I'm really surprised the ball came from quite far out. There wasn't more than was it Keith MacRae or John MacRae, one of them, on top of him. You know, if you're a forward, you need to be getting right in on top of the goalie and putting him off.
Hutchison is skipper who Chauffeur ville Joel zeg James Hutchison het in de game. We willen Kutja Huga, ska gå med lite all. Jordan is skipper. Zoals gaan ik in je lach meeben. Als je een goede Liam Borthwick, hoe is een kus Liam Borthwick? Hij heeft die gelukkig jaar, zo is die juist. Weer meer achter we ziet, Renje Vlog, MacRae, de Kutas, Caramella. The chances are there.
Yeah, they sure are. But some really nice defending by Kingussie. You know, cool, calm, and collected, looking at each other in defence and controlling the ball, not panicking, passing into space and moving the ball out. It's Shinty is about big hitters sometimes, but yeah, you've got to have that composure too. And I think the Kingussie backline are showing that at the moment.
Matheson in the east. Richel. Stjachla. Game hier te wie tierig Kinlochshiel en de zo en hang was on de wie. They have to be more direct now, Katie.
Oh, too many touches, too many passes.
Fancy.
Yeah, too many touches, too many passes. The time has come for a bit of directness, I think, from the forward line, even from the midfield. Getting the ball and dropping it on the goalkeeper. They seem to have a little bit of time, a little bit of space, so they need to use that constructively.
Non minute in Irakal. Kinlochshiel hun, Kingussie ga. Hier hoort deel nog Oban Camanachd, tijd voor Tulloch Holmes. fwy agus y tîn go crych yn nhw'n y fwy Kinlochshiel. Nhw da dyn ni ferach gael I enef. John MacRae fusers in an ash goed. This is where it all boils down to who wants it most, Katie, and who will take whatever chances are made available.
Yep, and number one for the Kinlochshiel forward line is they've got to get to the ball first, regardless of how short it's dropping. If you're the closest person to the ball, you've got to work hard and you've got to go to it first. That might play them a little bit of an advantage, because if they're drawn out, then they can play that ball in over the top and create a wee bit of space for their forwards, but they really have to push on now.
And he usually has the Warrock. Isaac a good into a look. Oh, look at that.
Number two.
This is danger.
From the same spot as before, pretty much.
Oh, Grant. Savalagilla. Anderson. Screw up in the way we move from the blue. Who's Shahid? Well, you know, they're just swinging the ball about. This is where the game management comes into it. As you get Rory Anderson's father way to my right on the far end of the field, pacing, still hitting every ball, but he'll appreciate the way he's closed out a few finals in his day, and they're doing it here because they're suffocating Kinlochshiel and not giving them anything.
Yeah, for sure, and you see that there, you know, Kinlochshiel goal hit but picked up by the Kingussie midfield line and making a move on as well.
Skis het in de stracht, de hoezen en eerst zullen mee. De tok alle boel van Hoenie Anderson, de stracher Grant. Ik leef goed is dat je ziet. Anderson die is niet jaren vroet. That just eats the time. It's a clever play.
Yep, and what he did before as well, just dropping the ball right on the Kinlochshiel goal. That's what Kinlochshiel need to be doing. I don't know if they can see that Kingussie are doing it and they're thinking, you know, we should be doing that too, but...
Wel, voor de week heb ik een koek minuut in de rakel. Ik is ongevaarlijk. Janini. And because it won't be that much extra time, Katie, I don't think, because we haven't had we've had one stoppage, I think.
No, I don't think there will be, and you can see Josh Grant there rushing to get the goal hit taken, so his team can hopefully enjoy a bit of pressure. But it's been back and forth a wee bit this half, with Kingussie having the better start, Kinlochshiel coming a bit more into it, and now it seems to be a bit more all Kingussie again.
Jock Caramella, Grant to Ginimach. Well, you know, he's kept them in the game a number of occasions. Josh Grant, he's had a fabulous game.
Yeah, he's played well. I think he'll be disappointed with the first goal, at least. But yeah, he's had a couple of fantastic saves in the air, off quick shots as well. So.
Alle vlak aan de hen. Die koers dat weer paar gewacht. Dus de Havix weer Anderson. Grant to the use for the Banoshan. Happy days for Kingussie, this stuff.
Yeah, Kinlochshiel look like they're tiring.
Yeah, I think on the balance they have run out of steam quicker.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me. You know, they need to get their big hitters back involved. The last few clearances from their defence haven't creeped past the centre line, so they really need to get their big hitters involved again and get the ball up front.
Ruaridh Gloch Ganesh is full to the severe Kinlochshiel sur William Kingussie gan yn nhw'n hirakel. Yn sio Caramel gaf. Met de punieke goede paal en is Kingussie. Oh, sorry, je mag. Nach je mag eens werk. Zullen we eens kunnen zeggen dat je een loop uit de Camanachd kan open is het daarna hier koers tegen nog de groep bij de Camanachd. Sentje zeggen dat je het daarna laat hier kan Loenestal. Ik kreeg Ruaridh Fisker Pio RPUC Alapa. Zo ik wie u vindt je raken lachen de waarachter nu je avondstag wie hoor. Dan gaan we weer maar vast de kranten die juist. Zeer goeie. Maar nog eens in de 10 gaan gaan maar hier Kinlochshiel. Well, that is just what you don't need when the clock's showing 2 minutes, you're a goal down, Camanachd semi-final, you keep the ball in play.
Yeah, it's just a waste, isn't it? As much as you want to take it...
Tiredness, maybe.
Yeah, as much as you want to take it quickly, you want to make it worthwhile for your teammates as well. I think hooking over to the far side would have probably been a better option.
So there's just the 1 minute, Katie, of overtime.
Doesn't surprise me. There's not been much in this half.
So just keep my eye on the Kingussie legends on the touchline there. See how high they jump when the whistle goes. Jack Lau. There's in Sorich for the East. Kingussie Gabunik. Cormac. Gahokalis Jack for the East. MacGregor. Oh. Well. Kinlochshiel are claiming it, but MacGregor, Joe Cool.
Yeah, and I think the goal judge's flag was up straight away for a goal hit.
Just have a look here. Of course, he made sure nobody came near it.
Callum! 2 minutes!
Davinage, I think. 2 minutes. There's been inflation. Referee's clock. He's going for 2 minutes. If you had to pick a player of the match, Katie, who would it be?
Oh my goodness.
I'd pick George Cannan.
Yeah, he's played well.
Oh, shall she finish? Shit, the route van MacRae. That's what I said earlier, Katie, about making the goalkeeper or the hit out make the mistake. They did stop it.
Yeah. I'd probably have to go with Rudy Anderson myself.
Right.
To be honest, yeah. His work on the ball, but his work off the ball.
He just, I think he had it off his back.
That's what you were saying earlier about the advantage of
tomorrow. Gonna be here again, Kinlochshiel is toch. Jordan Friesel. Caprice gemaakt aan de duw. We kunnen Kingussie Ruaridh is Lechens. Jachla Ries, Roate. Flaken. There was half a flag at that far end.
What's changed his mind? Did you see?
Half a flag if it's possible at all.
But he had a wee bit of space there, so that's another wasted opportunity there with a wee bit of time on his hands. Bob MacGregor will just be taking his time now.
Minute Rakel in Est.
pal. Keep it going. Come on.
Nick Kinlochshiel Dolchias. Dat dit een diegel aan heeft. Geroike jaar af je kolder. Allah, kijk wie zegt het. Dus kom ik in de Kingussie gebouw. Hoe is het zo ik gang zo? Fichtjik. Jackla. Hier in Canada voor de groei hartstikke krieg. Dus hij kan de zich trekken. Koers gaat dan nog ille te goed de Camanachd. Dus hij was schachet ik Kinlochshiel af je kolaram naar Rokelorach. Is het hank goed zoals die. Kan de Kingussie, dus daar hul, hij wordt nog even vast de hulje van James Falconer is nog zijn Ian MacRae hun Kinlochshiel is goed. Kan de Kingussie nog zijn Kramer game, de hele Bunike game, Ruaridh Anderson aan de Wiegetse drie. Dus hij schenkt dat gekrieg, dus hij is ook in Nesk bij kan de Kingussie gechillige show. En doen je nog wie vatten. Kinlochshiel hun, kan de Kingussie ga.
Kan de Kingussie maar het in de bar zo gewicht gezien in de wiskunde met koers niet de vaartpisha Kitty Drain koder met de schrie in de noos voor spirituus in de risk maar clever. In the end, Kate, just a quick word. I think Kingussie really deserved that in the end.
Yeah, I think their second half performance, they had a lot of the pressure, especially for the first period when they scored the winning goal. Towards the end of the game, you could see Kinlochshiel tiring, and Kingussie took full advantage of that with holding up the ball, playing it into space. You know, all the tactics you would use to see out a game, especially with a depleted squad. They've done well today.
Sé ga dat is zeer gewicht. Groot ter Hosho Q. Dus een hele Ruaridh Anderson. Ze is een nieuwe brein met Michael Steele.
Ruaridh, well done today. You're in the Camanachd Cup final. How does that sound?
Oh, brilliant. So obviously, it was what you want to be in. You want to be in the Camanachd Cup final. So it feels brilliant to be there. Obviously, we have a bit of weight on our shoulders, but we made hard work of it, but we're there.
Kinlochshiel scored just before half time. It would have been easy for the heads to go down, but you really came out the traps in the second half and you scored a great goal. Talk us through it.
Yeah, obviously it wasn't great timing for ourselves conceding right on half time, but it's always hard. But no, we knew we had the wind anyway coming into the second half, but whether the wind was there or not, or whether it was 3-0 down or not, we always had to come out firing all cylinders, and thankfully we got that goal.
That's another final though. It's lining up again for another Grand Slam. How does that sound?
I don't really want to think about it too much, to be honest. We're in the final and that's where we want to be, but that's as far as we're going with that.
Well, good luck, Ruaridh, and thank you for speaking to us. See you in the final.
Cheers, thank you.
Ruaridh Anderson is in premium Michael Steele. Katie, Ruaridh didn't want to get drawn there on the fact that the Grand Slam is still alive, but it is.
It is, yeah, same as last year. I think, you know, Ruaridh's a really modest guy. He played excellently today. I think his movement on and off the ball is one of the key things that makes him such a great player. He's too modest to talk about a Grand Slam. I know him well enough to say that.
They'll be thinking about it though. Katie, thank you very much.
Thank
Kate Mille thank you. Katie Drainson of Falconer in the rest. I guess we should tune to her rowing. Hier zijn de maken naar jacht COVID zijn kan de Kingussie love it. No Camanachd open. As a horse in the shin narnie horse nog. In that jacket. I guess be Kuyu, Camanachd open, and I can the Kingussie on the course here nog Kupe wie Gaul. I should the in that game we second decision. I guess a bisschen is an open. Maar is average. Bis Norschen course hier nicht ne Banakin. Es be course hier nicht Kupe ne Camanachd und Kuyu. Wo ihr schon nicht? La Malef.
MacRae voor Oban Hutchison Giannini June does a foul out. Oh! Katie erin, take a bow. Gynnafiano, Tulloch. MacRae, Mabon. Hutchison. Giannini. June does a follow. Oh! Katie erin, take a bow. What were you just saying?
I know.
Give them a chance, they'll get one.
All the chances.
Hutchison. Giannini. June does a follow. Oh! Katie erin, take a bow. Giannini. June does a follow. Oh! Katie erin, take a bow. MacRae. Oh, had er een in huis gedaan. Had er een in huis MacRae. Oh, had er een in huis gedaan. gedaan. Gaat er een in huis, MacRae. Anderson. Oh, Ruaridh Anderson. Lees 1. Za Kingussie. Hossach het eerst. Ieder geduid de kraan. Anderson. Oh, Ruaridh Anderson. Lees 1. Za Kingussie. Hossach het eerst. Ieder geduid de kraan. Savelig zonnig tegen. Anderson. Oh, Ruaridh Anderson. Lees 1. Za Kingussie. Hossach het eerst. Ieder geduid. Anderson. Oh, Ruaridh Anderson. Lees 1. Za Kingussie. Hossach. Nog het in een daarna skippen. Having moved. Oh! Anderson. Oh!